Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast.
You've been eating stuff.
Eating stuffing mix.
The Mountain from Game of Thrones, if you ever watched it.
He has a little brother called The Hill.
Shut up. Shut up.
Elon Musk, one of the most intelligent people out there.
His son is going to have a lifetime of bullying.
This episode has no special guests. it's just Sean and Michael. It's just us. We're here. Alright. Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name is Michael.
My name's Sean.
How are we, Sean?
23.
23.
And what did we do? We made it.
Look, there's something I need to tell you.
We made it.
Before we get started,
no, it's all good.
Can we step outside real quick? Yeah. We'll just have a quick conversation away from Mike.
All right.
We'll be back in a sec.
All right, cool. Glad we got that out of us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I won't mention what you did at
the
work.
Bucks party I went to on the weekend.
Oh, that's a good transition.
I didn't go to a Bucks party, actually.
I did.
But Sean did.
Yes. It
How
was
was
lots of
it? How was it?
Heaps fun.
I've been to a Bucks party before.
Yep.
They're good fun.
They're good fun.
It's just very like...
Played paintball. Got paintball bruises on me.
Bruises. Look like you've been...
In a war zone.
Attacked by an octopus.
Yeah, no, tentacles everywhere. No, we had paintball, drinking, lots of day drinking, man. It just tastes out here, bro.
Oh,
But
yeah.
got home at like 6,
Yeah.
which is really early, obviously. And it's like, oh man, I'm tired.
A regular night out that's like maybe 6 hours long, you're just exhausted by the end of it.
Which is fair enough, because you get home at like midnight. This, you start drinking at like 1, 12.
Whoa.
So it's like when it's like 6, 7,
It's too
and
much.
everyone's out and about, and you're like, bro, I'm so tired.
You got to cross over. You have to have like that. You got to cross over that tired period, and then you go overtired.
Usually that part...
Got to get some vodka Red
it's like
Bulls. That's when you hit the espresso martinis.
That's when you hit the what's like the phrase where it's like the do or
Espresso
die.
the phrase is espresso martinis.
Oh, is it?
And
My
that's
bad.
when you hit them.
It's just when it's like you're either in or you're out. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
you
this is
call
the
it
do
then.
or die. It's like, you know, you're either in or you're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Do you think you're a lesser man if you tap out it?
definitely. But like the thing is though, it's like 6 o'clock and it's like, where do you go? You know what I mean? It's like
you go home for
you're
an
gonna
early
go home
night.
and who sleeps at 6?
No one.
No one.
Yeah.
No
maybe
way.
if you're plastered.
Maybe if you maybe. But like
that's the thing about day drinking. You really got to pace yourself.
super pace yourself.
If you're like peak drunkenness at 6 p.m., then you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Because then you stop drinking
You can
entirely
usually
to
feel
try
it-
and bounce back a bit. But
Feel
you
it
can't.
about 4 o'clock, and you're like,
You need to
okay.
hit that sweet spot and ride it out. Like
That's super hard to do, though.
It's hard to do.
Super hard.
One drink every 45 minutes, maybe an hour. You can do it.
It's all about the type of drink you're drinking too. If you're just drinking beers,
Don't mix stuff.
that'll make you sleepy. No, I feel like it's important to mix, but only at the right point.
I think
I
you're
feel like at that 5 o'clock period,
right.
you gotta start drinking.
You don't mix. You switch.
You switch immediately over to something a bit more fruity, bit more easy to digest. You know,
less filling.
less filling.
That's
is the
the
key.
secret. Yeah,
Is the key.
because you don't want to. Sometimes, if you keep on drinking, it'll start not taking effect anymore.
Correct.
You
It'll
need
just
to
make you
you need
more
to
sick.
You need to speed it up a little.
And the worst is when you get a beer, start drinking it, and you're like, oh, this isn't going down very well. I'm going to let it sit. And the next time you have a sip, it's warm. And you're like, Jesus, what have I done here?
Happens. Or you went to lawn bowls. You said
Yes.
out in the sun.
That's what happened.
Oof.
Yeah.
Did you find? What did you? Well, you would have been hot during the day.
It was
Did
a
you get-
beautiful day.
Did you get cold during the night once it settled?
Yes. I was
was
stupid
freezing?
enough. I was wearing a nice button-up shirt, and I wore shorts because I was like, you know what? It was like 1 o'clock when we left. It was a really nice day, super sunny. I was like, yeah, sick. I want to get some sunlight, you know? This is good. And then it hit about 4 o'clock and the wind started coming up. And my dad's like, you know, I got a jacket and you don't. And I'm like, I know.
What day was this?
This is Saturday.
It did get a bit breezy on Saturday.
It got
didn't
a little breezy. I mean, it's normally what happens when the sun starts to set. I just didn't really predict it very well. So I had to go home and get pants. But that's all right. But
You know, it happens.
it happens.
You know what I did Saturday?
Huh?
You know what I did Saturday?
What'd you do on Saturday?
Just worked.
Are you talking about...
For
oh my
8
God,
hours.
Michael. Do you have a 6-day work week?
I do have a 6-day work week, Sean.
Oh, no.
Do you want to take a seat? I'll tell you about it.
All right, I'm sitting down. Let me know. I'm ready.
Sean just got up from his chair and sat back down.
I'm all ears.
It's just too much, isn't it?
Yep.
I've got to the point where I'm currently on placement, a 5-day placement. and I'm not going to say where. That just
No, I'm just saying.
that just means I'll
it's a banned topic. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I'm on a university subject thing.
Yep. Thing. Mhm.
And
5 days a week.
It's 5 days a week, unpaid. That's the
Unpaid.
problem. So I've had to
That's
keep working a little bit during this time to kind of keep my worth up. My what's it called?
Pay the bills.
What's your
Self-worth. Or
net
something?
worth?
Net worth.
Yeah, keep my net worth up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just takes it out of you.
Mm.
5 days, you're up every day.
Mhm.
And then 6th day, you're like, oh, I can't wait to sleep in. Oh wait, no, I got to get up at 7:30 a.m. for a shift at work.
Yep, I've been there.
And then you're just exhausted.
Yeah, I did an internship as well, and it was like, I remember I used to wake up Tuesday, start at 8 o'clock at this one job, go home at like 5:30, have like something to eat, maybe shower, and then back to work at another job at 6, and then work till 12.
Yeah.
And then back to sleep, and then guess where I was the next morning? Back at work.
Yeah,
oh, bro, it was awful. It's the worst thing ever.
I find the roughest part is the fact that like I'm young and I wouldn't mind getting a few beverages on a Friday night.
Beveraginos.
Go out with a few friends.
Yeah,
but
beveraginos.
because I'm working early Saturday, I can't really do that too much.
Nah.
And then Sunday, I have soccer. So I have commitments every single day of the week, and like it feels like I have no time to myself.
You still have a drink before soccer, mate.
Before soccer?
I mean, not before soccer, but like the night before.
I've
probably not the best idea, but
I've played soccer hungover a few times, and it's never worth it.
That's another banned subject.
Soccer. Yeah. I played sport a few times.
But I think last episode was one where we were like, a particular sport that we play.
With a round ball.
With a round ball.
That's not squash.
It's not tennis either. You use your body. Handball.
Yeah, I don't know. 6-day work weeks just suck. I know a lot of my friends.
It's temporary. You got to get this out of the way. Everyone had to do it.
But I've made the move to maybe drop some of that work. Maybe.
But like, what? So you're not working at all?
It's nerve-wracking. You ever quit a job?
Yes.
It's a hard thing to pull the trigger on, isn't it?
It is, because it's always like, what if? Because you can't go back.
Well, yeah.
I had a job.
It depends.
I already had another job, so like I wanted to get rid of this one.
Yeah.
And what happened was I remember I went out to the beach the day before like one of my shifts, and I was like, hanging out at the beach with I think some mates or whatever. Got pretty sunburnt and I was pretty tired. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna work tomorrow. So I texted my boss and I was like, I'm pretty sick at this job that I don't really need anymore. And then he was like, obviously not the happiest when someone calls in sick. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So then the next week it was school holidays as well, and then like usually school holidays get a few shifts. He didn't put me on at all. And I was like, okay, well obviously you're pissed, and I'm not gonna keep this job because I don't need it. So then I remember I texted him. I was like, oh, you know what? I quit. Thanks, anyways, like for that. And he's like, you have to give me 2 weeks notice. But if you're a casual worker, you don't have to give him 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm a casual worker. Thanks. Which is probably not a very good way to end a job. Just advice.
I think
it worked out well for me, but I'm just saying, if you have to leave a job, do it nicely, just in case you need to go back to it. But yeah, that's my one experience quitting a job.
I think it depends on the job. It depends on the type of relationship with the people you have.
Yeah, of course.
I think I know the job you're talking about. Yeah. And from what I remember, it's not exactly.
It wasn't the best. No.
It's just.
I'm pretty sure I've talked about it on
pretty
this
terrible.
as well.
Yeah, just not the best job.
No.
Full stop.
Exactly.
So it's like, I find that if they don't, like I've had jobs where it doesn't feel like they care about you.
No.
And so why would I care about them?
And then if they care about you when you quit, it's like, well, you should have cared in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah.
Hospitality is notorious for just treating its people terribly. Retail's a bit better.
Yeah.
But I think dream job is like, I remember being at school, like still in high school, and people have those strange jobs that aren't quite like your regular retail or hospitality or, like they don't work at...
Give an example. Do you know? You have to name them, but
car
I'm saying like
dealerships.
jobs.
I knew a few people.
Really? People
few
worked at a car
at a
dealership?
young age that worked as like a receptionist at a car dealership.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
On say like a Saturday and Sunday, they used to get paid like $40 an hour.
No, I remember those.
And I always dreamed of having one of those jobs rather than working kind of the pleb jobs, like the retail and the hospitality.
Hey,
Hey, I'm one of those. I'm one of those plebs too. I can say it.
Pleb. Damn, that's harsh as. Nah,
You know what I mean.
Nah, I get what you mean.
It's like I am a bit jealous of those. There's a certain type of person that's always looking for something better.
Yeah.
And I really admire them.
Yeah.
They're also the first people to like jump ship when stuff starts going downhill too.
Yeah.
Because they won't stick around for the bullshit.
No.
They'll be like, I know I'm worth more than this.
They know their worth.
Yeah, so they mess off. They all piss
Mess
off.
off?
Mess off.
Get messed off,
They're
brother.
they just
Yeah.
screw off before it gets bad.
It's a good idea, really.
It's a good like
Good
frame of
sort of
mind.
frame
You
of
kind
mind to
of
have.
know your worth. You don't like put yourself through anything stressful. Yeah.
But I feel like you do get benefits. Depending on the job, you get
Definitely.
benefits of staying longer at particular workplaces. Like,
Definitely.
you know, when you get a good relationship with your managers, you know, it's very two-way street, you know what I mean? Like, you put in extra hours for them, you might be able to have a week off on a short notice. They'll let you have it kind of thing. So it sort of goes both ways.
Yeah.
But no.
I know some friends that kind of like they feel like they have that relationship with their bosses, but then as soon as like it doesn't work for the boss, it's like that good report doesn't matter anymore.
It's gone.
And they'll just like
it's tough to maintain.
They'll screw them over with shifts or whatever because it's business. You know, at the end of the day,
it's tough to be friends with your manager.
Definitely.
It's always like
definitely.
I feel like managers go out of their way to sort of not be friends with their workers because it's sort of like, you know, eventually that relationship, it's very reliant on each other, and it's just it's not a very good thing. But yeah,
I think
it can work, but
as far as getting your way in like a workplace, it's definitely a case of if you ask, you get.
Oh, I agree.
You ever worked with one of those people that seems to always be able to get their time off?
It's because you ask, bro.
Because and even when they do ask and they get told no, they ask around more until like something comes up and they just like they're relentless. Even if it comes to like, oh, I can't work anyway. And they'll just say they can't work.
Yeah. No, 100%. You won't know until you ask. And if they say no, it's like, well, I think when it comes to like leave and you say, something's come up and I can't work. Yeah. It's like, what are they going to do? They're going to say, no, you have to work. Yeah. It's like,
if you've given notice, then you can just do it.
It's more the difference between whether it's going to be like a paid leave scenario or like a non-paid leave.
And the problem,
if it's something straight, like, I'm just like, look, you can take non-paid leave. That's all good.
And the problem with that is like, say you are a casual worker, there's potential for that to be like held over your head. Yeah. So they can be like, oh, you want to like not organize leave properly or, you know, even though we rostered you, that like don't have work for 3 weeks or something. That. But that's then you can just ring like Fair Work.
Yeah, but then it just gets a whole bunch of headaches.
That's a big thing.
Tough. Anyways,
have you ever threatened to call Fair Work on someone?
No.
Yeah, okay, I have.
Really?
Yeah. I
remember this
restaurant I used to work at.
Yeah.
They asked. I made like a small mistake. It was like $30 on a table. I charged a table the wrong bill. And then they walked out, and then the right table came up, and I was like, oh, I've already paid off your table, but the money that was left over from the table that wasn't actually paid, if that all makes sense, was like $30. So we were $30 short.
Yeah, pretty much.
And my boss is like, you have to pay for that. And I was like, haha, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not paying, like, not going to pay for it. But she kept saying it throughout the night, and I was like, oh, you're actually serious. Like, it was a mistake. I don't have to pay for mistakes like that. I rarely make them. Like, that's not how business runs.
Yeah. It wasn't like, not trying to deceive the business. Yeah, it was just a mistake.
It's just a mistake.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, you have to pay it. I was like, sweet. You know, you've told me I have to pay it. Went in just to make sure. I was pretty young at the time. I was like, just to make sure I'm saying the right thing. You know, because you don't want to go in like, mess up your words. You know, you don't want to like go into that argument not knowing what you're talking about. So I spent 5 minutes at the end of my shift looking up Fair Work Australia and making sure that what I was thinking was correct, which is like employees can't be financially responsible for their mistakes at work. And I came out and basically quoted that line, and she's like, have a good night. Yeah. No goodbye, no nothing, no like further conversations, just like, have a good night. Yeah. And then she didn't speak for me for 2 shifts. She was a manager.
No, fuck that bitch.
But then afterwards she was like, happy as Larry.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I bet there's probably it's
I
SAGs.
got out pretty soon after that. I was like, you're not going to pull that stuff.
Nah, it SAGs. There's
Screw
probably
that.
people at that work that fell for that.
Oh, 100%.
And then that's probably why she pulled it,
Yeah.
because she's probably like, someone's like, oh my god, I'm really sorry, yeah, I'll pay for that. But then you were like, no, because I don't have to. Like, that's so stupid. Yeah, it's good for the people to know that too.
That
you don't
that
have
company,
to.
That company employs a lot of overseas or foreigners on working visas too.
Yeah.
So it's like they need that job. Like those workers need that job to kind of like say that they're working or whatever.
Yeah,
like
they're working
or
visas.
they're working while they're studying or something. And so they kind of take advantage of those workers, which is unfortunate.
That sucks, yeah.
But then it goes both ways because a lot of the managers there are also foreign, which means if you threaten fair work and they get caught up in a legal thing,
Then
they're
they
almost
might lose their
always
visa.
going to lose their working visa for
yeah.
trying to break the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a little
back
bit of
and
power
forth,
too, you know.
I'll deport you. No, I'm just kidding. That's a bad thing.
A lot European, like most of them were European.
Oh well, it doesn't matter.
It was a German restaurant. A lot of them were like,
Yeah. Do you want to just name the restaurant? No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure you've named it
it
before.
doesn't matter.
Everyone knows like what it is. German restaurant.
The Bavarian Beer Cafe,
Where at?
Miranda.
Fucking
Straight
yes.
up.
Yeah. That's funny as. I know you haven't seen it. Actually, well, I just showed you beforehand, but before this episode started, I put up a whole bunch of polls. We got a little bit of feedback on the weekend from a particular friend, and they're like, "You guys should do polls, like and stuff." And I know we wanted to do it for a while. We wanted to get like people involved.
I'm a bigger fan of.
Stop.
I'm a bigger.
No. Nope.
All right, go on.
I'm not going to say it now. No, you want to get out of your system.
I'm not going to say that I'm a bigger fan of pillars.
Shut up. So the first one, this was from, I'm pretty sure this was from last week or the week before. It was pancakes for breakfast.
Yep.
And I remember
big no.
You're a big no. That was what you said. We had a whole bunch of votes, and 80% of them said yes.
Yes for pancakes.
Yes for pancakes for breakfast.
Well,
and what do you say to that? You're stupid.
Fuck off.
Yeah, 32. I'll just name it. Yeah. Not name them, but like I'll give you the numbers. 32 yes and 8 for no. I'm surprised that many people said no, if I'm honest.
I'm surprised that many people vote.
How dare you? we get some votes.
We forgot to post last week.
Yeah, that's
I wonder
my
if
bad.
it affected our analytics.
That's what I'm really curious about. Because I remember it was like Wednesday. We usually upload like Monday night, Tuesday morning. So I uploaded Monday night. It was Wednesday. I was like, I didn't make a post. And I'm like, it's a little too late. And I would be curious to see if people still listen without the post.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll have a look at that later.
Okay.
The next poll was about Harry Potter, and it was whether your childhood was worth it.
Is it an integral part of a childhood?
And surprisingly, 27 people said yes and 14 said no.
I don't think it's surprising. I think
it was surprising.
Harry Potter's pretty beloved.
But I didn't think it's necessary for your childhood.
Yeah.
I'm a firm... Oh, actually I voted yes. I was meant to say no.
Oh,
my bad.
Was that on our account?
Yeah. But yeah, that's for me, that's surprising. I didn't think that many people would be like... I don't know. I feel like everyone listened to watched Harry Potter, but it's not really like a... If you haven't, like you said, if you haven't watched it, you haven't got a childhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess lots of people do. I
think it's just one of those movies. It's like kind of like you with Transformers. You remember it very fondly because it was something you enjoyed as a kid.
Yeah.
And Harry Potter's just the same. Yeah. Like it was just kind of always.
But
there.
I wouldn't say your childhood wasn't good if you didn't watch Transformers because it's not really that good of a movie.
Yeah, but that's because but Harry Potter is they are
much better movies.
They are pretty good movies.
Yeah.
I'd put them in line with like a Lion King.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I would say.
When
did Lion King come out?
98?
I think it might have been the year we were born.
98, yeah. It was around the night, like late 90s.
Late 90s?
Yeah.
I think like for the kids that are a bit older than Lion King, Harry Potter's like that.
Yeah.
That like next kind of
the Lion
animated
King's,
Disney movies kind of thing. Harry Potter's like
94,
that
the Lion
next
King
era.
was. Line 94.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Well, even still, it's a classic.
It is a classic.
Classic movie.
My parents used to put that on for all the time for me.
Have you watched the
live action one? The CG remake, whatever.
No. Awful, hey.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Don't watch it.
I don't really want to.
The next poll, which was really like this one.
I was surprised looking at this one.
Clear contact or coloured contact. It's a straight 50-50.
Straight down the middle.
It's a straight down the middle one, which is interesting.
Can you see how many votes each one?
Let me pull that one up for you. Oh, hang on. Sorry. It's 17 clear and 18 colour, which is pretty strange because I would have thought, well, you preferred clear, hey?
I prefer clear.
And I think
that's because as a kid I was made to have clear.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, clear's better.
I think I prefer clear as well because it's a bit more simpler. But but I was honestly expecting so many more people to colour.
You know what coloured contact says?
What?
Look at me.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me and my coloured contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, it's just loud. I'm not a loud person.
It is loud.
Not a loud person.
You're a strong silent type,
I'm
Sean.
a strong... I've never heard that my voice is loud.
Me, though, I'm a silent type.
You never speak.
I'm not strong.
No.
Physically or mentally. I'm a very weak individual.
Shut up.
Please help me.
And then the last poll was about a sticker. And,
yes.
I asked...
we got some stickers.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how sick are our new stickers? And then it was like 10 or 10. And 28 people voted for 10 out of 10. And 10 people voted for 10 out of 10. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that coloured and clear contact one, I was blown away. Blown away.
I would have expected
I wouldn't
more
have guessed
people.
it. I wouldn't have guessed it.
I think most of our viewers are quite loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, not most.
Yeah.
Half.
We don't even have
Half
a
of
live
our
audience
viewers.
and we can hear them.
No. Shut up. You're just so loud. You know what I mean? Just so annoying.
I can't help it.
Okay. This is actually a topic I do want to talk about.
Okay.
Not that I didn't want to talk about the polls. Sorry.
Right.
Those were interesting.
No, I like the polls.
Yeah, they're cool.
Polls are good. We should do more.
We'll do more. This came up last Saturday night when I was with some friends. It's just first date etiquette, you know? It's a classic debate, you know?
First dates.
First dates, you know?
Okay.
Who pays for what? You know what I mean?
Who should it even be a question?
Should it even be a question? Is what a lot of people ask. So we have a friend who was there. You weren't there that night, but yeah. Anyways, I'll explain what they said.
Yeah.
They pretty much said that if a guy offers to pay for everything, they won't say no. But if a guy says, "Hey, let's split it," they said they get turned off. Now look.
No. You phrased that differently before.
Yeah, I think I said it wrong. That's the real one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Because the way you said it before was that, like, I don't care if the guy pays.
But if they offer...
But if they don't offer, then it'll be a turn off.
Oh, no, that's not what I said. That's not what I meant. Sorry.
Right,
other way around.
Okay.
I mean, whatever the way is. But I feel like both of us, I'd say are probably... How I think it goes is...
I'm a bit of a hypocrite on this one.
Oh, okay. Look, for me, I'll always pay for things, but I feel like if I go into a place that's expensive and I can't afford it, it'll be sorted out before the date. You know what I mean? If I'm trying to save money, if I don't have a lot of money, maybe I'm like in between jobs or something, I'll be like, look, there's nothing wrong with being like, hey, I'm out of a job at the moment. Do you want to get something cheap and easy like sushi or something like that?
Yeah.
Which I know I can pay for both of ours. I mean, that's fine. But if it's like... I always know beforehand. I just assume the worst. It's like, okay, I'm probably going to pay for all of this.
Well, I think first dates should never be expensive for that reason.
Yeah, of course.
You never put that pressure on.
They're never usually that.
They're usually pretty casual.
Yeah.
And if it's just like a burger, then you're like...
Burger and chips.
What you make it... You don't make a thing of it.
It's just like, I
the
got
idea, it's just like, it's easier.
Yeah.
Let's just order together to be easier.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot easier.
You know?
That way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Or
100%.
A good one,
Yeah.
I've used this in the past,
Have you?
is if they be like, no, like, let's split it. I'll be like, no, it's all good. How about you grab dessert?
That's easy. That's always a good one.
Dessert's always a little bit less money too.
A little bit less money. It's a little bit nicer, 100%.
Yeah.
But I usually just, if that happens, I'm unloading on the dessert. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro.
I'm getting 3 milkshakes. You know? We're going to make this even.
How many churros is too many churros?
You pull out the receipt from dinner. Can I get $28 worth of churros, please? Thank you. Nah, 100%. That dessert, splitting you paying for dinner, you paying for dessert, it's always good. You can be like, if you're going to see a movie afterwards, you can be like, I can grab my ticket if you want, even though it's a bit more expensive. But
as a guy though,
yeah,
if a girl doesn't at least offer, if a girl offers, I'll always be like, no, don't worry about it. I got this one.
Yeah,
you grab the next one or whatever. But if a girl doesn't offer and it seems expected, instant turn off.
Yeah, unless
because that's the sort of entitled behavior you don't want.
If it's a recurring thing, then yeah, I can understand if it's a first date. you can be like, it's all right, I'll get it. And then they might, I don't know, forget to offer or something, which is fine. But if it's like every single date, you know, it's just going and going and going. And it's like, come on now.
That first date sets the tone for the rest of the relationship, I reckon.
You reckon?
So if it feels expected that the guy pays, then that sort of behavior is going to follow through into the relationship.
Yeah, you think so?
And there's going to be expectations.
I feel like there's some slip-ups going to happen on the first date, but I feel like those first couple of dates set it up. Like if it's the third date and she's not at least going, I'll get dessert or something like that, then it's like, all right, come on now. You going to pay for something here?
Yeah.
What, do you think I'm made of money? Get out of here. I'm buying your time.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. With that. A good trick is to go, you're ordering food together, and then like say it's third date and she hasn't bought you anything, and you're like, oh shoot, forgot my wallet in the car. Do you mind if you grab this?
Damn.
And if they're like, oh, and they have to like transfer money and stuff, it means they were never going to pay for it in the first place. And that's when it's like, it's all good. But if they're like, oh yeah, it's all good, and it's like, I'm going to do that more often.
What would you do?
Don't know what out.
It was second date with a girl.
Second date with a
You
girl.
paid for first date.
Everything?
You paid everything for first date.
Far
There was
out,
no
but
there was no follow up. It was something basic.
We got a steak dinner, and I paid for it all. I got a surf and turf.
She had the surf, I had the turf.
We combined them both and had one meal.
You paid for the first one. It was something casual. It was chill. She's like, I'll grab the second one.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Second date rolls around. She pays for it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, let me give you my BSB and account number.
Oh. Hang on a second. I'd be like, I got the first one. Don't you get the second one? Why are we splitting the second one, not the first one? I'd be like, oh, cool. I'll give you mine for the first one then.
Yeah,
come on now, bro.
Good one.
Get the
fuck out of here with
that. Who's doing that? That'd be tricky as.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, get that out of here, bro. Tell you what's a classic prank.
Go on.
Good one for everyone to do. I've done it twice now. You're at your local pub with all your mates.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. You start singing happy birthday to one of them. On the weekend, I went to a particular place that I won't name. And we're at a pub, and our friend was there, and another one of my mates went downstairs and ordered a cake for him, like just a slice of cake. And they come up. He's got the candle.
Sprinklers? Oh, it's a candle.
It's a candle and a cake.
I mean, sparklers.
No sparklers. And we're just like, happy birthday. And then just the whole entire like room was like, happy birthday. And he just went full red. And then he was so confused.
I think I know the mate too.
Yeah, you know the mate.
He's the type to go red.
And then he blew out the candle, and then everyone like stopped, and he just started cracking up laughing for like 10 seconds. He's like, "That was so good," and we're like, "Yeah, it was good." It's such a classic one.
Funny.
The best thing is when I did it another time, but we didn't have a cake this time, so we started singing "Happy Birthday," and the person didn't realize it was them. They were singing "Happy Birthday" too because they didn't have a cake in front of them.
Joined?
And then they saw it was like, yeah, they were like happy, and then they saw all of us looking at them, and they were like, "Oh, you fucking dicks!" Gosh. So funny, but such a good one.
A funny one is always.
Are you gonna say that hip hip hooray one?
No, I lost my. We've talked about that.
I was gonna say you've brought that one up before.
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
No, we go to a club near us, and they do over the microphone the DJ. If you go up and tell him, it's your friend's birthday, that is
such a classic.
It's just the dumbest running joke ever.
It's
but you always just go up and say it's your mate's birthday, and over the microphone 10 minutes later you'll just hear
"Happy birthday, Michael!" And everyone's like, "Yeah!" It is. I bet those DJs are like, "I've seen you come here last week. Yeah. It's not his birthday. It's again.
Michael's birthday every week."
I'm gonna say it again though. It's the best. You walk in there. I've got like an image saved on my phone where it just says "Happy Birthday," and it's one of my mates. I just have it saved. So every time I'm there, I'm just like. He's like,
I reckon whoever's DJing sees so many faces every night that they don't commit any to memory.
Well, apparently, no. I feel like they know a couple. What's the word? Like staples or like regulars. Maybe. They know some regulars, but like if the DJ knows you and you're a regular, like the DJ knows you at a club for being a regular, is that a good thing? I don't think so.
I think, it depends.
I don't really think it's a good thing. I wouldn't really like to be known to be going to one club every weekend. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe not.
I feel like it's like not trashy, but like I don't know, go somewhere else. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you think that or not?
Don't you do other things? other than
Well, look, every
drink and
weekend,
dance?
like I'm sure we're both out, but like you know what I mean. You go to the same place every weekend,
I wouldn't go. Yeah, I don't know. I think
especially that place.
I think going to the same place every weekend would get boring.
exactly.
It becomes routine.
Uh-huh.
You don't want routine.
Actually, I go to pretty much the same place every weekend, if I'm honest.
The local pub is a bit different.
Local pub's a bit different, you think?
I think so.
Because I guess
It's more like
pub
a home.
visits are always different, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One night you end up at a different place. One night your mate's like, "Come over."
Sometimes
to
I'm sitting at home and I say, "Oh, it's getting late. Better head home."
Better straight to the
I
pub.
go to the pub.
Go to the pub. You beauty.
Beauty.
Yeah, I guess the pub's a bit different.
It's
yeah.
I don't know. See, I work at a place and we have customers
A
come in
place?
all the time, and they
Are you sure you work at the
recognise-
place?
Yeah, a place.
Okay.
And they come in and they recognise me as the person that helped or served them the previous week or the previous day.
Oh, I know you.
And they talk to me.
You helped me with the
like
sandboards.
I know them, like I know them, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are. Sorry,
Oh, you don't recognise the face?
I don't recognise them because to me, when I'm working, all customers are the same.
Yeah, of course.
You just
There's been times
unless
where...
they're very memorable,
Mm,
unless they're a bad customer, and you're like,
yeah.
oh,
You're like, oh, there's that.
you remember that person.
Yeah. I remember there's been times where customers like, hey, you got this or whatever. I have to go at the back to look.
Yeah.
And then I come back to go find them and I'm like, oh, shit, what they look like? Oh, God. And they move somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, walking through the aisles like, oh, fuck. Shit. And then you walk past someone, they're like, oh, did you find it? And you're like, oh, there you are. No, I didn't. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but that's...
So sometimes at work, I'll be at the front. They'll ask me for some help, and I'll say, "Yep, no worries. That department's upstairs. Go to the department upstairs. I'll ring ahead and tell them to look out for you."
Okay.
And they walk up the travelator.
You tell them what they
or
look like?
the stairs. Well, that's the thing. Sometimes I forget. so
A lady is coming
I send
up
them
to
on
you.
their way, and I'm like, "Hey, up the travelator, there'll be a guy wearing," and I'll be like, "Oh no, I've forgotten what they're wearing."
It's just a
guy
dude
wearing
coming up.
just a shirt. he's a guy. He's just a guy. If he looks lost, that's him. And then you're like, bye, and you hang up.
There's a guy.
And they're like,
He's coming up the travelator.
God damn it, Michael.
He's wearing a
you're useless."
t-shirt. He might be wearing pants, maybe some shoes, but I can't be too sure. But he's coming up the travelator. See ya.
Actually, now that I think about it, he might be a girl.
Or actually, he had long hair. I don't know.
I can't remember it all.
Yeah, that'd be tough. I would not be able to remember what people wear. No way.
It's rough.
That's rough. Your job is hard. Do you want to talk about this?
What? Oh, screen limiter.
No. The one above it.
7 minutes.
You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, 7 minute rule.
All right, you explain it.
Okay.
Okay.
We from a friend of a friend
Friend of a friend.
has a rule.
Uh-huh.
She's a girl.
Uh-huh.
Has a rule when talking to boys,
Uh-huh.
whether
Whether.
they are a prospect, as in like you might
A
be
potential.
a potential. So you're talking to them like being maybe just a friend,
Flirting, whatever.
flirty friend or whatever.
Hmm.
Nothing. Or even dating.
Yeah.
They could have been in a relationship for maybe
Maybe even a year. I don't know.
yeah, maybe a year. Just a number.
Just a number.
I've just pulled it out of thin air.
Relationship's just a number, bro.
She has a rule where you don't reply for 7 minutes.
Why 7, Michael?
It is shorter than 3 days. I'll give her that.
It is. It is.
You know that
sure.
rule where you don't message for 3 days?
What? People
They say
do that
it's-
rule?
It's in the movies.
Really?
I've never done it.
Okay. Well, yeah. So apparently this.
I message before the date's over. Sitting across from them, they're like, "Why are you looking at your phone? We're on a date together."
I
And
had
they get
lots
a
of fun.
message.
Thank you.
I am having lots of fun.
I am enjoying this.
But 7 minutes
So they don't message people back
for 7
until
minutes.
over 7 minutes.
For some reason.
For some reason.
It's I'm guessing
Treat
it's-
them mean, keep them keen, Michael.
It's a version of that. It's like you don't want to seem too forward or like wanting to talk
Yep.
for some reason.
I mean, look. A little bit of me is like, you know what? Might be a bit right, you know? There's been times where I'm messaging, not girls, guys, whoever.
Mm.
And they reply straight away. And you're like,
And you're like, sometimes
Dude.
you get the feeling of like, what are you doing?
It's
Just
like, dude,
staring at your phone waiting?
just give it 5 minutes at least,
like,
bro.
surely you're doing something with your day
I know.
that you're not like on your phone 24/7.
It's like it's just taken me 3 hours to reply to your message. Give me another 3 hours to reply back.
Yeah.
For God's sake. I'm
just
not
think
ready to
it's-
reply
I
again.
think it's weird to have a rule. I think if the rule was like, you don't reply unless you can, that's a valid rule.
No, the rule is you reply whenever you can. You have to reply.
I have to reply. Put down everything.
Well, basically, we heard about this rule, and me and Michael are like, that's dumb.
That's so dumb.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And if someone did that to me, I'd be like, don't worry about it.
If I heard that was a thing
Yeah.
with someone I was with,
Yeah.
I would be like,
Grow
"What?"
up.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Grow up.
Or get lost. Because that's what's happening.
Go order some pancakes, mate, and grow up.
Are you having a brekkie? Are you having pancakes with brekkie? Get lost, mate.
Get lost.
Did you watch Harry Potter when you were younger? And she's
Wait.
I bet I didn't. She's like, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you ready to order? Yeah, we are. Thank you. Can I please get the pancakes? No worries. That'll be a 7-minute wait.
Oh, that just annoys me. It's like when you go to Macca's drive-thru and you're like, can I get a coffee? And they're like, that's a 7-minute wait. And you're like, why is this 7-minute rule coming up everywhere? You know?
Oh my god.
Why can't I get the coffee straight away? You know? What's up with
Seven's
that?
not even a good number.
I don't know why 7.
Why 7?
I feel like
Is it 'cause
5's
it's
too
rent?
short, 10's too long.
Maybe 7's not obvious.
7?
When you think of
But like-
numbers to wait, you don't think of 7.
Can you imagine you're
think of
messaging
5 or 10?
You're messaging this girl, and you look back at the messages, and she's replying exactly 7 minutes after you do, and it's like, what is going on here?
If you miss the 7-minute mark, do you have to wait for the next multiple of 7? 14?
I think you wait until the guy replies back. You have to just straight up. You don't.
Oh.
He has to double text.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a rule.
Yep.
Whenever I
with your
message,
texting
if I message a girl,
Yeah.
I'll wait for the second message. Yeah, yeah.
You're not getting a lot of replies then, are you?
No.
You're just like hi, and she's like, hey.
Is that all?
I'm not.
Is that all?
I'm not saying
Is that
anything.
all you have to offer?
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Grow up.
Grow up. Give me a
Grow up.
second reply. What are your thoughts on double texting?
Oh, I'm terrible with double. Oh wait, as in what
like,
type? What type?
Where
Give me an example.
You've sent them a message.
Yep.
They've left you on read for like a few hours, and then
Ah.
double texting is when you send something again. You're like, "Hey, are you gonna reply to me or nah?"
Yeah.
Like, what-
Okay.
What is it?
Yeah.
Let's say you're
I think
you're
it's-
stuck. Let me make you a scenario.
It's a little needy,
Yeah.
but if you're waiting for a response, fair.
Fair.
Like if it's something important.
Okay. How important? Like, let's say you're just having a nice chat with a girl, and she's like, you're like, oh, haha, I really like those cookies from Woolworths. That's so true. What's your favorite type of sushi? Question mark. You've sent that away. It's been 6 hours. She hasn't replied.
And then you say, my favorite salmon. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mine's chicken katsu.
It's like the perfect amount of not too forward.
You're just messaging yourself at this point.
just enough of
back.
a point to be like,
Cool.
Hey, yeah, cool.
Thanks. You just drop that in there.
My-
Or you accidentally type something. Oh, you accidentally press a thumbs up on Facebook Messenger. And you're like,
I always just
my
say
bad.
I just say accidental thumb.
that's right, because I've seen him. You just go, accidental thumb. Sorry. Usually if I do an accidental thumb, I'm just probably not going to bring it up. It's just like, okay, I've just thumbs up this message.
I think thumbs up is never a good response. I think we've talked about this before. Really
Oh, did we talk?
I remember
did we talk about?
I had a friend. We had a group chat, and he was talking about one of my friends, not your friends.
Yeah. I have another story with one of our friends.
He was talking about like texting etiquette and when it's okay to use like reactions and emojis.
Yep.
And I said, never use a thumb. It's never acceptable to use a thumb. He's like, like a thumb is just a reply. Never. Whatever.
What if it's like thumbs up if you come into sushi with me?
No.
Must be like
Doesn't matter.
you type thumbs up.
It's not enough. It's not enough information.
Yeah, I get
So
you. I get what you mean.
anyways, he's like, I don't get it. I'll use thumbs up as a reply. Like a few hours later, he had like a big message to send to the chat, like a bunch of information. It was kind of like this juicy message,
Juicy goss.
full of something. And I gave it a thumbs up reply, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck that
hurts.
that
That's painful.
I get it now. Like,
Yeah.
that it's not a good response.
Yeah, that's
Kind of
bad.
hurts a little.
Kind of
doesn't it?
hurts a bit.
Yeah.
We have a mate of ours. Hope he doesn't mind me explaining the story, but oh well. Mate of ours.
Yep.
I won't name him. He was going out with a chick years ago, like probably like year 7 or something, like heaps ago.
Yep.
You know, classic messaging each other every day. You know, so she's messaged him going, "Oh." I can't laugh. Oh, my granddad's just passed away. I'm really sad. He's accidentally pressed the thumbs up and then left it for an hour or two. He's just come back to an accidental thumbs up that he pressed to that message.
Oh, it's too late to say accidental thumb as well.
It is definitely too late to say accidental thumb. So it's obviously he's replied like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. Or it was just like, I didn't mean to thumbs up that message. And then he showed me the message. So I swear to God not. Later on in the day, she's like, obviously it's getting very deep in the conversation. She's like, look, I'm really sad. And he's accidentally thumbs up again and left it. I swear he did it again.
I reckon it probably worked in his favor.
You think so?
Because she might have seen it and been like, oh, maybe she's.
What, you think she looked at it and went, well, cheeky guy?
No, but maybe this is just a thing that happens quite regularly.
What, accidental
If
thumbs?
it happened again, she might be like, oh, the first one seems more likely now because he obviously...
Oh, he just thumbs upped it. Maybe my granddad dying wasn't really a big deal. Never mind, guys. Call off the funeral.
He obviously does this a lot if it's happened twice.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. Yeah.
Or she sees it and she's like, what a dick. He's taking the piss.
I definitely think that's probably what the reaction was.
It's probably that.
Yeah, no, but 7-minute rules, if you have one of those, shut the fuck up and grow up. Anyways.
I think dating in general, there's no rules. Just do whatever you feel like.
Yeah, but there are some not rule. Actually, there are rules. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
You just had a rule just then. If she's not paying for a dinner for dates, then piss her off. That's a rule.
Not really though.
Yeah, it is. It's not black and white. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Give me with the facts, Michael.
Sorry, let me rephrase.
Okay.
If you have any rules that are dumb.
Dumb dating rules.
Dumb dating rules.
Oh.
Do you know of any others? There's the typical don't message for 3 days.
Well, yeah, that's
say you meet someone on a night out, you get their number.
Yep.
You're like, I'll message you, and then you don't for 3 days. That's the rule or something.
Straight up, if a girl gives you your number, she gives hers to you. You get her number.
Start again.
You get her number.
Yep.
You texting or calling? So I'm straight up texting, bro. I don't call.
Oh no, not calling,
bro. I hate calling,
bro.
If something can be simply messaged to me instead of calling me, I'm gonna be angry about it. You know what I mean?
I can't.
You ever get a call from your boss in the morning and you don't answer it, and they just go, "Hey, can you work today?" And it's like, really, bro? That's all you had to do. You just have to message me.
Because I think the idea is you can't wait for a reply in that situation.
Yeah, of course.
You need someone to
but
work.
I'm lightning quick
to pick
my
up
messages,
the phone.
bro. It's lightning quick. It's 2 seconds, not really. But
No. Yeah, I don't like the idea of calling to organise a
calling,
first date.
Yeah.
It's like I can't form a full sentence to someone face to face.
Yeah, let alone I'd be too nervous on the phone.
I'd be too nervous.
Hello, it's Michael, the guy you met at the club that one time. Just calling you to see if you're free to buy my dinner.
It's weird to cold call after 3 days as well.
Yeah, it's like, how long do you wait? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean? You get someone's number and it's like, do I call them the next day or do I call them the next week? Or do I just not call them at all or just throw it away?
I was about to say, I think 2 days is a good amount.
Yeah.
But then that's putting rules on it.
Speaking of which...
So it depends on the situation.
Something's hilarious. I saw... There's things on there's this show on YouTube that I watch every now and then. There's these 3 guys, and they have a girl that come in, and they have to they have 3 minutes to have a chat to her or whatever.
It's like speed dating.
Yeah, and they they have a competition. So one of the episodes, this guy's hitting off this girl, and he's like, oh, give me your number. She gives him the number, and the other 2 guys watch the date as it's happening.
Yeah.
The other 2 guys are like, ring the number. Ring the number. And they ring it, and it's a disabled number. And she's like, oh my God, give me the number. And they're all just he just goes, nah. and they're all they're all just they all just start laughing at this poor kid. Oh. That's the thing. If you get the number, here's a tip. If you get a number, read it back wrong. And if they're like, oh no, wait, no, that's not it. It's this and this. You're like, oh yeah, sorry, my bad. So but if they're like, yeah, that's it. You're like, okay, this isn't it.
Thanks. So you're a power move.
What?
You say, let me give you my number.
Yeah, you give them 100%.
And then it's on them.
Yeah, that's because it's easier that way.
Yeah.
It's too much effort, Yeah. If they're like, oh my God, let me give you my number. No, take mine instead. Yeah, you get desperate about that.
Be like, let me give you my number. Yep. You give them your number.
Uh-huh.
If they never call, whatever.
No.
You probably forget about it anyway. When you wake up the next morning, you can't remember
the
previous night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit pretty disheartening if you give someone their number and they don't call. Or do they just forget, Mind games.
I've done that.
Have you?
The next morning you wake up and you're like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, but
and then
did they
like,
ever...
I don't want to follow this up.
Did they ever call?
No, I had their number.
Oh, okay.
And so I never
That's
called
different.
their number.
That's a power move because you have the option to have the call.
Technically, I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
If I haven't called, I'm technically
still waiting. Tell you what you should do? Ring the number right now. That's a bad idea. Don't do that.
I might have it.
Oh.
No, I can't. I'm in a relationship.
Yeah, I know, but it's still a bit. She'll understand. It's funny.
It's for the prank.
It's for the pod, man.
Nah, that's what I've always thought. That's one of the most awful jokes.
It's for the pod, Lindell, bro. Come on. Yeah.
The most awful joke anyone can ever pull on someone, especially in the teenage years.
What?
Is when you jokingly say you like them.
Ooh.
And get them to admit feelings.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, those are bad people that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I've never playing around.
I don't know of it. I've never seen it or known of it personally. But you hear a lot of stories of that happening, and it's just
I've heard of
rough.
it, and it's just
like
not a very good thing.
The popular pretty girl going up to kind of like the less popular dude.
It's not cool.
Being like, "Hey, I like you," and then like he does something embarrassing. And then it's just like, and they just laugh at him.
Yeah, that's evil, man. You're doing that.
Nasty.
It's just nasty.
Don't play with people's feelings.
Yeah, especially with that. I'd rather you dunk their head in the toilet than do that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
get some real pranks into you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of high school,
yeah,
Year 12 formals back on. Year 12 formals.
Tell you what, we're really good at segues this episode, aren't we?
I tell you what, we're on fire today.
We're on fire. Yeah. This is a good one.
Yeah,
I think this is a good one.
This is a good episode. But yeah, Year 12 formals back on. Gladys
Barron
has gladly said that
we have a few overseas listeners. We should probably explain.
Our New South Wales state premier has said, "Hey, Year 12 formals are back on."
Yeah,
but no parents are allowed. Which is good, because the parents ruin it anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, man,
way to cramp my style, Mum.
Thanks for crumping in front of my friends, Mum.
Mum, stop grinding on the principal.
Mum, stop embarrassing me with your dance moves. For God's sake.
They're gonna realize why I got D's. D's nuts.
Shut the fuck. So it's back on. I may or may not have heard that it's only at school, but I think that's wrong. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's going to open up a lot of problems if it's.
I really want to fact check it. So you just keep talking. I'll get my phone.
Okay. So the problem with running them at school, I'm involved with some schools through work.
Some schools
through work. Yep. And the problem is that on premises, there's all sorts of like duty of care rules.
Yes.
And you cannot trust a bunch of Year 12 kids to not sneak alcohol onto any sort of premises, especially during a formal. So it's like if they're on school premises or like on school grounds, it opens up a huge amount of problems surrounding like consumption of alcohol. Amongst those teachers and stuff like that, because oh man, there's just like lots of things going on.
Yeah. So from what I can see, it doesn't seem like I think it's allowed to be anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but some big pointers because I know you and I have been to weddings.
Yeah.
The dance floor, they may even be allowed to hit the dance floor. Dance floor's getting a big check.
Hey,
which is annoying.
That's cool.
You even apparently might be able to take a date. I don't know how it's going to work if like cars and limos, like usually you take like 10 people in a limo with all your mates to a formal.
Well, you know the rule in the limo, you just can't dance on the dance floor.
Yeah, especially a party bus. It's like, how does that work? Party bus was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever been in. 100%.
It's strange being encouraged to get up on a moving vehicle.
Like we got in and then I remember the bus driver was like, "Come on, guys, this is a party bus. Let's get it." And then I'm like, "Well, what's going on here?"
I'm just here for the quality conversation with my peers.
I'm just here for the vibes only.
Vibes only.
Yeah, and you're
vaping out the window.
You're ruining. No, there were no vapes.
Vaping's a serious problem in schools.
No alcohol consumed at all.
Nope.
All drugs.
All drugs.
Well, it's so funny. Why are you laughing at that?
I know people. Yeah. So I know...
You know people?
I know people.
You know people.
Just some.
Just a couple.
not many.
Not many.
That went
Just the good ones.
went to schoolies. So schoolies, in case you don't know, for whatever reason you're not Australian.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Schoolies is like an end of year holiday.
End of school holiday.
That I would say majority of people go on. There are some that don't. You don't have to.
So basically,
But it's not organised by a school. It's
No, it's
just
not.
like it's organised by a
Like
third
a
party,
grade.
like a group, like a company that basically markets a schoolies trip, which is like an end of school celebratory trip with people your age and surrounding schools in your area. So all like kind of meet up, and there'll be clubs just dedicated to schoolies. So
Yeah.
it's a bunch of young people.
so it's like really, really common holiday destinations, but they've sort of been transformed into schoolies. So, it's
So-
like more drinks, there's dance floors, there's there's parties,
Yeah.
So there's like common ones. We went to Fiji.
Yep.
Common ones are also Queensland's. That's like
Yep. The Gold
in
Coast.
Australia, so like Gold Coast.
Yep.
And then people have their own sort of forms of schoolies. People like go up and down the coast as
Yeah,
well. Some
just
people
like
don't go overseas.
Small. They'll
Yeah.
book a house with a few
Hamilton
friends.
Island, I think, is a big one.
Yeah.
There's lots of different destinations, but the
Definitely.
whole idea of schoolies is going away with your mates because you've just graduated
To
high school.
celebrate end of high school.
Yeah, which I know it's been cancelled this year because of COVID.
Well, yeah, they can't. The clubs aren't open like they
Clubs
are
aren't
usually.
open. I know Queensland shut the borders. They can't even go to Gold Coast.
Yeah, you
And,
definitely can't go overseas to Fiji
Definitely
or New
can't go
Zealand or
overseas.
whatever.
It'll just have to be a cheeky
Cheeky
Nels-
shindig.
Nelson's Bay trip up the
Mm.
coast, down the coast to Bega.
Bega.
Bega is not known
Oh.
for Bega. Tambourine is not known for tambourine. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it some sort of video?
It's the ad. You know the Bega ad?
But
Bega.
Yeah.
Is made for Bega. You know?
Bega is a brand of cheese.
Bega is
And there's a
brand of
town
cheese.
called Bega.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about the tennis falcon.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you read it. That's what you read here. Tennis falcon.
You and my little brother were having a nice little conversation about this. I haven't seen it at all.
Novak
What happened?
Djokovic.
Oh, he's a good player.
Yes.
He's
He missed there was a nice little rally going on and he lost a point.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. You get angry in the sport. So he's just turned around with the ball and whacked it. Bang. It's hit a girl, the ball girl.
Ball girl. Yep.
Right. Oh, I think it's a Lions girl.
Right.
Right in the throat. So bang. Pretty painful one.
Yeah.
I don't think he hit it. He didn't hit it with a lot of strength, but because it hit her in the throat, right?
Mm.
So he immediately was like, oh my God. Like, he's like jumped up and he's like, oh, I didn't mean that, obviously, because it was an accident.
Yeah.
So I think she's all right. Like, she's not dead or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he's been banned. He's been disqualified from his
Wow.
match and banned from I think it's the US Open or one of the tennis competitions.
Wow.
And I'm just like, wow, right?
Mm.
Imagine hitting someone on accident and being banned. Happens to soccer players all the time. People kick the ball and it gets smacked them in the head, and then they're like,
Yeah, but it's not on that's
"Yeah, but
that's
he
in
didn't.
play.
He didn't hit the girl on purpose." Anyways,
Nah.
look, the whole thing's been blown out of proportion, 100%. He didn't have to get banned, disqualified from the match. Okay, that's fair, but banned? He just accidentally hit it out of frustration, man.
I'm surprised.
I'd get angry.
I'm surprised because he's such a big player.
It's a big player.
Do you think they did it to maybe make a point?
Maybe.
They're like, you can't act like that.
Oh,
You've
man.
got to be able to control your emotions. It's a gentleman's game, tennis.
Is it?
You've got to, yeah. They're pretty. Strict
I've seen
on,
more
they're
anger
pretty
at-
strict on rules and policy.
I swear the gentleman's game's cricket.
Like you get points deducted. I'm pretty sure if you break your racket out of anger. Like
you see so many
you get
tennis
stuff like
rackets
that.
being broken in that sport.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
No, it's not. It's a lot rarer than you think, but it does happen. But if you purposefully like take your anger out on something, or like say you throw it, there's a Australian tennis player, Nick Kyrgios. He's notorious for being a bit of a wanker, and he there's been incidents where he's thrown his water bottle against a fence out of like slight.
He's done
anger.
worse things.
Oh, he's done
And
terrible things.
he hasn't been banned from a thing. That's actually
Oh no, he has been.
He has? Okay,
He
my
just
bad.
comes back and promises to not do it again, and
Yeah,
then he does it again.
But like, I've been angry at sports before. So have you. I'm sure we all have. He didn't mean to hit that girl. Come on, man. Banned from the match. That's just. I think that's a bit stupid.
It's not so much about hitting the girl, I think. It's more about the fact that it's like you've done something as a result of not being able to control your emotions.
But like tennis
that's
players
not- that's
smash
not
their rackets
allowed.
all the time. Not at people.
Yeah, and
but
they get like disqualified.
yeah,
for
they get points deducted, but not banned from the US Open. Well, not the US Open, but
I don't
from
know. Because it's not hurting anyone breaking a racket.
Yeah, he didn't
But
mean to hurt that girl though.
But he has.
If all right, let's say we did it again.
He has
and
hurt someone.
He hit the ball and it didn't hit anyone. Would he have got banned? Probably not, right? I feel like it's the intent.
No, yeah. He probably would have like lost. I don't know if it's points they lose because they don't lose points in the game, but it's more like maybe overall points, or they get like a strike against their thing. Yeah, like you get yellow cards in soccer. It's kind of like that.
It's two guys that don't play tennis talking about tennis. That's what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I just
My
think,
favorite part about tennis is the touchdowns.
yeah, no, I prefer the free kicks. Free kicks are definitely the best.
Oh, have you ever seen a tennis player score like a swoosh?
A swoosh. Nah, the 3-pointers, bro. Those are good. You didn't even know what it's called there for a second.
I
You
knew
were
it
just
was
like,
a 3-pointer.
a swoosh.
A swoosh?
A swoosh. Yeah.
Swish. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
They're not
a
even called
swoosh.
swooshes.
Yeah, I was like, where did that come from?
I meant to say swish.
On this piece of paper, it says strippers weird, question mark.
Oh, so back to Bucks parties.
Back to Bucks parties.
I
Do you think the idea of having strippers at a Bucks party is weird?
I think it's a strange tradition.
It is a bit of a strange tradition.
It's a strange thing that we've all just kind of accepted as
Yeah.
society. It's like,
I mean, look, people don't have to have strippers at Bucks parties. No one's saying you have to.
And
Of course not.
it is common for them not to.
Yeah, but it's quite common for them to be.
But
Yes.
it's very common. I think it's a very Australian thing.
Maybe. Oh, I think it's... Anyways, but yes. More of a Western thing. But
Yeah, strippers at Bucks. Oh, Western thing, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, strippers at Bucks. It's a strange like thing that we've all just kind of been okay with.
Yeah. I mean, like,
You know what
look...
I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for, like, getting the Bucks smashed on bees, you know, getting them to wear stupid outfits, you know, get them embarrassed. That's all fun. But yeah, strippers are kind of weird, I guess. But I don't know.
I think it's such a. I guess maybe it's a sign of you're comfortable enough with your partner.
Yeah,
Finally,
I guess it's sort of like a
kind of
final
like-
test. Maybe? Is that what it's meant to be?
yeah. Some people.
I thought it
fail
was like
that
a-
test though.
I think it's sort of like a last hoorah kind of thing. It's like this is your last chance until you.
While I'm still technically a bachelor, I
Yeah,
can,
even though you're in a
know,
relationship.
I'm gonna see a pair of titties.
Yeah, someone else's titties.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you know, so it was your. Do you know if your sister, who's getting married, did she have a
She had a hens.
bachelorette party?
She had a hens.
Were there male strippers?
Look, I didn't ask, and I didn't want to know, but I don't think so. But I'm not sure. I mean, I've been at other, not the one I went to. This one,
Yeah.
I've been to other Bucks parties where the boys went out of their way to bring over a stripper to a house.
Yeah.
And that was pretty funny. So, I don't know. They can go both ways. It could be weird, or it could be like, oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
It's a very
look,
like,
as long as there's communication there, like, look,
I
we're going
think
to a Bucks
communication's
party,
key.
and like, there's probably might be strippers, you know. Of course, I'm not going to do anything weird. you know.
I used to. I'm not going to say where.
Used to be a stripper?
No.
I knew it.
I used to know a person, right? More of an acquaintance.
Yeah.
From an old workplace, 8 years and years ago now. Yes. I don't talk to them at all.
This
I
is
don't
this is the story that I wanted to know.
It's pretty bad.
He said this at the start. Like,
So
yeah.
he was telling us about his Bucks weekend,
Yep.
and he said,
Oh God. Oh, this is
that
juicy.
there were strippers,
Yep.
topless waitresses,
Okay.
as well as hookers
Oh,
for like
the Holy Trinity.
in and out of this house that they had rented in the city or something.
Oh, see.
Basically for 2 days. There was like a cycle of like different strippers or hookers or whatever. He was saying that, and then he made a passing comment of, it's not cheating if you're paying for it. Yeah.
That is so stupid.
I was like,
I
I feel like I need
bro.
a shower
Yeah.
just hearing that comment. It was the most
does this poor girl know about this?
Nah.
That is
like no clue. They were the most, like, from what I gathered, very dysfunctional, dishonest relationship, at least on his side.
That's so bad.
Yeah, real
That's so
bad,
bad.
real bad.
Yeah, that's so stupid. That it's definitely still cheating if you paid for it. 100%.
It was awful to
Yeah,
hear. I was
nah.
just like, bro, like what?
What do you say when someone says that?
I was like, imagine if she said that about,
About
like
it,
a male hooker or
Yeah.
something, and he's like, oh, that would be disgusting. And I was like, what?
Did he actually
Don't
say
you
that?
see? Yeah, he's like,
Nah,
I'm like,
bullshit.
don't you
He
see
did?
the double standard? And he's like, yeah, but it's different.
How is it different?
He,
How is it different?
but you can't reason with someone that dumb.
They are, no.
They're
It's just like, you know what?
they're in their own
Fucking
bubble.
do your own thing,
Do
man,
your own
bro.
thing.
Oh,
Ruin
that's
your
so
own life.
stupid.
It's going to come out one day.
Yep.
It's going to, yeah.
And he'll just be like, yeah, but I paid for it, so it doesn't count. And she'll just be like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
You dumbass.
It's not okay.
So stupid.
well,
Stupid people, bro.
Yeah.
2 days.
The worst part was
Far
that
out.
a lot of the people, like some of the people there
Would have known her.
would have like know her.
Yeah.
Like they're all his friends as well as like some of
I'm sure they've met
some
her
of
at one
her
point.
friends as like boyfriends and stuff like that.
Oh,
it's like, oh,
Jesus.
it's a dangerous game he's playing.
Dangerous game he's playing.
Mm.
For 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
In and out.
Tell you what, would have been some stories for sure.
Oh, like
Not ones that tell the missus, you know?
we have stories from like very tame weekends away.
Yeah, like we got up at 9 a.m, you know, instead of getting up at 7, we got up at 9 and did yoga instead. It was pretty wild, pretty big weekend. We had I think Michael had about 3 gin and tonics that weekend.
But like
You cheeky bugger, didn't you?
We have 2 days back to back of like a bit of drinking. You know, maybe a bit of day drinking and night drinks, and then the next day we're back at it again. And we're like, what a crazy weekend, eh?
We're pretty crazy with it sometimes.
And then compared to that,
Yeah.
we're nothing.
Tell you what, speaking of drinking,
Maybe we need to step up our game.
how bad's Fireball?
Not good.
Oh, look, I was a fan until recently. Went on a recent. Don't need to get into details, but yeah, I don't. Now I'm just off it, man.
Fireball
Can't have
whiskey.
it.
Nah.
I'll tell you what, Fireball is good though when you're at a particular place that is cold. And it's like, you know how it warms you up? It really does warm you up. You're like, ooh.
It does. Yeah.
And that's good when you're at a particular place that
Good
is
for
cold.
clearing the sinuses.
Shot of Fireball to get rid of the COVID in your sinuses.
You know when you know the old thing where you put hot water and like I think it's Dettol or eucalyptus oil, and you put your head over it and you breathe in.
Yep.
You put your towel over your head over the bowl. You breathe in through your nose to like clear your like nasal passages, whatever. I do that with Fireball,
No, you don't.
and then I drink it afterwards.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut up. What happens with all the mucus? Does it all just like... I doubt
don't
it
know.
flows out.
I don't know.
Does it go into your stomach? Because that's not very good. You should get that checked out, Michael. And especially with that Fireball you've been drinking.
Yeah.
I know you've been drinking a lot. And here's a question for you.
Yep.
Because I know you can't breathe while you eat and you get mucus afterwards. Do you...
Let's not call it mucus. My nose just gets runny.
Your nose gets runny. So you eat... Do you ever eat and then shot a Fireball to get rid of the clear the sinuses? And you're good to go?
Maybe it's
You ever
something
tried
I
that?
need to start doing.
You should try that.
How many meals do you have a day? 3-ish?
7.
7.
7 shots.
Depends how hungry you are.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, should we wrap up this episode?
I think we should wrap this
so.
episode up. Episode 23.
This has been episode
23.
Sean just said it.
Yeah.
We're the Young Crumbs Podcast. Follow Sean on Instagram. We'll change it up. What's your Instagram?
What's my Instagram?
Sean. Oh, man. Sean.wool99. Sean underscore wool
Very
99.
close. 99, yeah. Yours is MOB_Y_dick. That's Moby Dick.
Correct. That's
You
our
can't even
Instagrams.
remember mine.
Follow-
Mine's Sean_wool99. Yeah.
Follow the Young Crumbs Podcast. No spaces, no dots, no underscores on
one big
Instagram.
word.
Maybe
Yep.
some more polls.
Maybe some more polls.
Or
Man.
pillars. Or columns.
Or flagpoles.
Flag polls.
Flagpoles. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Michael, for ruining that episode with your stupid pun.
Thank you very much for listening, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.